What's up guys, it's Mario from InDesign Screenprinting, and today we're going to make a quick instructional video on how to set up off contact. So let's get into it. So today we're going to be working on our Riley Hopkins 6x4 station press. Most presses will have the same adjustment location, so you'll be able to get a good understanding of how to adjust these and what they do. So when setting up your off contact, the most important thing you're looking for is separation between the screen and the pallet. So basically the guideline, and I say guideline because this is not a science. When we first started screen printing, it was so stressful trying to get that perfect 1/16 of an inch, and it's just a guideline. So don't stress on it too much. Just kind of, it's going to depend on the inks you're using. If you have a runnier ink, you might want to stay close to the substrate you're printing on. If you have a very heavy ink, like a plastisol that's going to really stick to the garment, you might have a little bit more of an off contact. The tools you're going to need for setting up your off contact on our press are a 9/16 wrench, and that's going to adjust your adjustment knobs, front and back tilt. Also, you're going to want to use, or not want to use, but we have our piece of plexiglass that's about a 1/16 of an inch thick, and that gives you a good starting point. Like I said, it's not a science, so don't stress about it. This is just a good starting point. You could also use a quarter, which is about a 1/16 of an inch thick as well, and it's good to kind of set it around and feel the screen, how far it is. So here we have a job we're setting up, and I pretty much jack this thing up so you can guys get a really good understanding of what we're doing, because this is pretty much worst case scenario, and your press should never look like this bad. But here it is, just to kind of give you the visual representation of what we're doing and how we're going to be adjusting it. You'll be able to see the difference in back and forth and tilt. So with that, let's get started. So here we're going to be using our piece of plexiglass. You can find this plexiglass at like Home Depot or Lowe's or your local DIY center. It shouldn't cost you more than like 15 bucks. So pretty much what you're going to do is you're going to slide this on top of your platen, and that's going to give you that space that we're looking for, and let's adjust it. So with our 9/16 wrench, I'm going to go ahead and loosen these knobs, or these nuts, and you'll be able to see that the screen is going to tilt. And after loosening these two nuts up here, I want to show you a good visual representation of what we're actually doing. And here with the screen, I can show you that. So here again, these two nuts here are doing two movements, or actually three. So you have your tilt, side to side and up and down. So those movements are allowing us to make sure that the screen is parallel to the platen, because that's the whole goal here. We just want to make sure that the screen is parallel to the platen. What that allows is good even pressure as you're using your squeegee to help you lay down the ink evenly and but give you better prints. So after loosening these back two, you also want to loosen this one here, and that's your tilt adjustment. And what that tilt adjustment does is this. So again, everything we're doing here is to help get your screen parallel to the platen. The most important thing with what you're doing is getting your screen parallel to the platen. So after loosening all these up, you don't want to leave them loose where the nuts just moving like crazy, because that's not good. It's not gonna be real accurate. You'll have too much play. So you want to get them kind of snug where they can still move around, But once you have it all there and you can see that everything looks pretty good, you want to go ahead and tighten them. And I usually just kind of hold, since I have that piece of plexi there, I just tighten it up. And you don't want to go too tight because you don't want to overpower like one side, especially on these front two. And then here, you're just going to give it a good, and then I'll go back to here, these front two, making sure everything stayed, proper and level. Alright, that looks good to me. Everything looks good and even. So what I'll do now is I'll just remove this plexiglass and kind of take a look at it. And a big quick tip for you guys. I don't know if you've seen videos out there, but you'll sometimes just see a quarter right here on your screen. And what that helps you do is when your screen's a little, or your plant may be on level, or something's going on and for some reason you can never get it right. And we've been there. So nobody ever told us. We just saw a video with somebody doing it and it was kind of like, what is that? So after working, and doing shirts as many as we have now, what that helps you do is give you that perfect off contact. You can see the quarter gives you that perfect space, and it keeps the shirt that platen level or the screen level all the way through. Alright guys, so to wrap up this video on off contact, the biggest thing you should remember is all we're doing here is getting this screen parallel to your platen. That's going to give you the best consistent and crisp prints. Also, don't forget the tools you could use is a quarter or a piece of plexiglass, found at your local DIY center. Alright guys, that's it. Thanks again for watching, and please, if you liked our videos, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and leave any comments or questions below. See you next time.